Shane, and body check. Body is feeling good, and it's almost 6 o'clock. It is already 70 degrees, so we'll not be starting off in the cold today. We just got into I-40, and one of the big Mack trucks blew a front tire. And in the map today, we have a choice. We can go I-40 or we can go Route 180. Not quite sure what we're going to do. We'll decide once we get on the road. I'm looking for a sign. I don't know if that blowout was a sign to not do I-40. I have no idea, but I will pray and take a lot of deep breaths before getting started. Starting today, when we walked out, front tire was completely flat. I thought it was the tube. It wasn't the tube. I guess it was the air pressure last night. So that's the one reason why we're a little behind today. However, we're not ever behind. It's all perfect timing when we let his time lead us. So Tara's on board. So there's now 3 people working together. We got 2 sisters. Tara's driving, my mom and me. So that's the crew for today, for day 9. Loving the hair without any products, straight up afro today. Letting the wisdom shine. I hope you shine today. Remember, you're loved and deserve respect. Do your best to be that and to receive that and to give that. Life is always good when life is going good. However, when you're hitting the bumps and when life gets bumpy, can you still choose to be the light and the love and to choose goodness? That's the challenge. No matter what's happening around you, to be completely you. Be love. I love you. Take care. Have a great day. Shine bright. Bye.
Welcome to day 9, everyone. So Tara, tell us, since we last checked in, how is everything going? What's the latest?
So the latest is I have been experiencing some flat tires at least once a day. So that is what's going on right now. So yesterday I got a flat tire. We know I experienced my very first flat tire a couple of days before that. It took me hours to wrap my head around how to fix that. Yesterday it took me about a half hour. And today it took me about 20 minutes. So I'm getting better at it. I got 2 before I even got started today. And then about an hour and a half into the ride, I got another one. It's like these tiny, they look like tiny staples that I'm finding throughout the tire. So that's what's been happening.
Yeah, and so what's the running theory? They're just on the road somewhere somehow?
Running theory, or mom's theory, is that when the Mack trucks blow their tires, inside their tires are these little coil things. I mean, steel bell tires. And they look.
If y'all don't know Sue, our mom is like MacGyver. She just happens to know everything about everything. Like, I know there's always those mugs that say my mom knows everything. I don't need Google, but like literally we don't, because like, where did she get that from? I have no idea, but she's probably right.
Yes, like most likely. So yeah, so they look like tiny staples, but they are whatever my mom said that they were. And they're in the, I'm riding over them and they're getting in the tire and causing it to flatten the tire. So,
but the good news is, and what I'm hearing from you is that the U on the first flat and the U now it's like as if it's just like run of the mill.
Yeah, it's part of it. I'm not, at first I was very, doubt was coming in, like, how are you going to do this? You know you're not good at this. And not for nothing, I did get concerned, like, can I even go forward? Do I even have enough tubes to go forward? Like, it was just a lot of concerns. So I try to be very selective in how I write my story. So that did slip up, slip in, and I just kept praying on it. And when they tell you don't pray for patience because the Lord teach you how to get patience by giving you opportunities to practice. So I've been given opportunities to practice the flat tires, and I'm getting better and better and more confident. I knew that giving up wasn't it. Like we said the other day, I'm not throwing in the towel. I'm going to take it, wipe it off, and keep trying. So I am feeling much better about it. When Tara got here, I had that tires sent to the house. So we have, not tires, but tubes. So I have more than enough supplies with the tubes. So I'm feeling okay. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
I was being tested in my environment, but it was like, all right, I see what you're doing here, but I'm going to keep showing up. And hopefully the more I show up, the less I will have to practice it. Pray that on there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so that's that with the tires. But also, it allows me to pause and to think and to really breathe. And there's a lot of praying going into these tires. So, so there's that. So it's this is a journey. I'm changing out here, and I'm literally changing tires as I'm changing. And I think as much as it's just a flat tire, I think there's more to it than just a flat tire. Like, nothing just happens, and timing is everything. So I think, as much as I would have liked to have been on the road sooner today, I trust that I got out there in perfect timing. Who knows why I was delayed, but I trust in the delay because I trust in who orders my steps, the provision in the delay. So.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing we were talking about earlier is just this idea that's coming to you in your journey at this moment is around like the perfection in timing. And when you think back to, I mean, even when I think back to like before mission one, when you were like, I think this is what I'm going to go do, and that seed was planted in you, and thinking about all the growth that you've been through since, that's what's led to where you are right now. But tell me a bit about how you're seeing the ripple effect of just that idea that timing is everything.
Yeah. I guess I can go back to like when the seed was planted, like just thinking it, I don't know where today I paused and was thinking about how the seed was planted 3 years ago. And it got planted just when I learned about the human rights. And it was planted in a time where I was struggling with just protecting my own space and being respected. And the seed got planted, and I had to immediately no to do anything cross country. And, and then the Lord spoke into my spirit during the pandemic, start working at this. And, this didn't happen overnight. I didn't just jump on my bike on July 1st and say, hey, let's go do this. This seed was planted 3 years ago. And when I do stop and people read the van or ask me what I'm doing, I share what I'm doing, and the response is always the same, like, wow, that's awesome, and we need it now more than ever. And it doesn't matter who I'm talking to, a young kid to an older adult, or doesn't matter the color of their skin, it's the same response. And I haven't asked them like why they said it, but you can see it comes from a personal place. So the human rights don't, it's not about just one group or one person. It includes all of us. So in the time that we're in,
Yeah,
it's just, I feel like it's important for certain reasons, but while I think it's important, why the person next to me thinks it's important, it could be two completely different stories. But at the end of the day, it's important.
yeah. What I love about and that's the beauty of the human rights is the fact that it is holistic in nature, right? And in a world where we're so individualized and personalized and all of that stuff, for me, learning about the human rights has kind of pulled us like back down to this amazing experience we're all on, which is that human journey, right? And it takes into account the beauty and the expression and the diversity that which is being human. And so I think that's what you're getting when folks are like, oh, human rights, yeah, I'm for that, right? But where they're coming in on that and what issue is important to them, and we could pick the issues of the time right now, right? Whether it's a racial divide, a gender issue, a housing issue, right? Like all of those issues are encompassed within the employment, right? Like I mean, the list keeps going. So, for those that are listening, if you haven't taken the time to read the 30 human rights, like we'll put a link in the description box here for you to click on it and just like go through a quick snapshot of that. But for folks that, I find when you do share what human rights are, I think that's what it is, because they're like, oh, you mean me? Yes. Each and every one of you.
Yeah, even like today, one of the persons, I don't want to identify anyone, said to me like, hey, which human right are you, riding for? And I'm like, all of them, for all people. And he's like, yes. Like it was like our brains want to categorize and put things into these little boxes, and it's like every time we put each of us in a box, we lessen ourselves and we lose the fact that we are all connected and we are all here sharing the same environment. And at the end of the day, not right or wrong, who's right, who's wrong, what's the best way, why can't we just take a breath, look around, and start making it better? Like I see here, how can I make it better? Not by making it right or wrong, or it has to be this way or that way, but can I make it better? And if so, how? Like, I think that's a different level of questioning, as opposed to wanting to be right or wanting to be wrong, or telling someone what they should do or what's better for them. If you didn't walk every step with that person, how can you even begin to know what's best for that person? And how can you begin to know I don't even know what's best for me. I'm still trying to figure that out. We're so quick. We're so quick to judge or put a story or put a label on ourselves or others, as opposed to just accepting where we're at and how can we just be a little bit better, a little bit kinder to ourselves and to others. And that's why, like, I keep stressing, I'm working on me so I can be that love, so I can share that love. I can't start to give what I don't have. And it's a personal journey, and I hope we each can light up ourselves so we can all be lit, so this whole world can be lit. But starting with ourselves and starting in our backyards and just letting it to grow, cultivating that.
Yeah, no, I absolutely, yep. No, I absolutely love that. And the other thing that you had, taking it a step further is the what can I do, right? So I think that also is a testament to what you've been doing, right? Because this mission is touching so many lives, but it's a very it's a singular focus, right? Like you weren't like, I want everybody to ride across the country with me and I want everybody to do so. No, but it was, this is something that you're doing to showcase what you can do, right? So like we always say, is where everybody does a little, nobody has to do a lot, right? I think that's exactly what you're allowing, because you're allowing folks to do what they can from where they are. If they want to participate in your mission here, like there's been so many people that have done their small part that is making this mission possible. And it really is just that. It is the singular person doing their part, and it makes such a huge difference.
But in that,
that's one thing that I take out of it.
Yeah, but in that, I even remember when we first did the first mission, I kept saying, we're running 100 miles. And Tara was like, would you stop saying that? You're the only one doing it, but I still don't see it singular. Nothing like that gets done alone. I think a lot of times we think we need to get it right or do this and we got to do it alone. And it's like, that's not it. And I know I can't do it alone. And for me, I know I'm a whole person. I didn't always, and I won't always get it right. However, I know that I was forgiven and I am loved unconditionally. And who am I not to do the same for others? And this mission isn't just about going across countries, to remind myself and others that we're capable of doing so much more. But we just got to start with doing the little. And we're stronger together. Like, I may be strong, you may be strong. We are all strong, but we're stronger together.
Yeah, but what I love specifically about what you're doing, and maybe I'm biased, But what I love what you're doing is because in a world where people want, a million people, a million man march, you want everybody to be a part of it, and everybody's got to do big, and everybody's got to, like that whole, that's draining. That's a lot. And that's a lot of work for a lot of people, right? But what you're doing is saying, yes, you're the one, right? You're the one that's going to be biking and running every single step, right? But what we know in this human experience is that it takes a village. And so thank you for giving all of us in your village and in the human village the opportunity to be a part of this. And to your point, right? Like, we always say like charity begins at home and it starts in your own backyard, right? Do a little, right? Because that little has that ripple effect. You may think it's little, but it's a part of something much bigger, right? And you're allowing people to be a part of that, whether it's just sharing your message on, their social channel, or liking or watching your video, or talking about it in their own personal network, right? Like the next time, if this message resonates with you and you just go out with your friends tonight and you talk about this with them, that's making an impact. That's causing real change, and that's bringing real light in this time of heaviness that we're living in right now.
Yeah. And each day I start my day the same each day, and I ask, where should you have me go today? What should you have me do today? Who should you have me interact with, and what should you have me say? I'm asking to be used every single day, and I want to be of service, because I do want to help others. I know there was times where I try to do it on my own, and I wish there was somebody that could have did that smile and wave and help me to make my next step a better step. I know that I have certain talents that I was given, but I don't have them all. So like you said, when people are reaching out, whatever you feel is right, go for it. I trust that it'll all come together in the perfect masterpiece that it always does. Everything, as when you're in those crazy moments, you can just take a deep breath and remember, I got through this, and this, and everything fell into place. And afterwards, I was able to see the growth and why I had to go through that. If I can see that and remember that moving forward when that time happens, then it makes it more doable to allow what is happening right now. And I'm absolutely I don't even know what words to use on the love that I'm receiving from everybody, everybody at home, or even the strangers that we just met. Yesterday we went out to dinner, and I picked up a straw for this lady, and she came over to her boss came to the table and gave me a $25 gift card, and was like, she had a really rough day, and you just picking up that straw made her day. And the note said, thank you for being you. And that's like something I share with everybody. Like, no matter who they are in my circle, I always say, just be you. I'm grateful that you are you, and to see that mirror, that reflection with a perfect stranger yesterday. It's just like, you're right. I don't realize how big this is, but I know my ways are lower than the ways that are already orchestrated and provision has already allowed. And I'm just allowing it and trusting it. On the good days and the bad days and whatever days they are, I'm just trying to just be here and trust and just do my part no matter what. Even if I get a flat,
Well, now that you get a flat,
yeah,
you still work.
I grew from that last one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Well, thanks so much for spending some time with us and giving us, that sermon, because we needed it, And again, like for those of you who are listening that are like, hey, this is so amazing. I have a talent, a skill, or something. I want to be a part of this. Like, raise your hand, reach out. We're a tiny but mighty crew here. And like Tara says all the time, it's like, oh, you're already in. Like, you're already in. You're already a part of this. You're already doing.
You're my brother.
You're
my
on
sister.
The team.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Already.
Well, all right. We'll let you go and get some rest now.
Alrighty.
And tomorrow is a big one. You're going to hit your double digits.
Yes. And I'm going to be in New Mexico. New state.
Oh my gosh. All right. So we'll check in with you then.
All right, then.